Alright, welcome everyone. I'm Joris Vries. I'm going to talk about essay writing, which is, I think, an important part of, well, if you have the skill to write a proper essay, it will help you with further studies, because 9 out of 10 studies will ask to write an essay. I'm going to talk about descriptive essays. Well, what is a descriptive essay? It says in the words they describe. Unlike argumentative essays, you don't put your opinion in it. You just use facts, and you don't argue. So it's really just to inform the reader about a certain subject. You have 3 kinds of descriptive essays. You have compare and contrast, you have cause and effect, and you have chronological process. Those are the 3 main types of essays, and despite the sort of essay, every essay has 3 main points where you have to stick to it. You have introduction, you have body, and you have conclusion. The body consists of several paragraphs, and the introduction is mainly to attract the reader's attention. Well, the introduction has 2 parts. The first part is how can you attract the reader's attention. Can you name a way and how you can do that?
Just to introduce the topic.
Well, no, give an anecdote.
Examples, so anecdotes, funny facts, or you have several ways in how you can do that. So that's the first part. The second part is actually more important. Well, there's one sentence that's the most important sentence of the whole introduction. That's the thesis statement, and that's actually just a short summary of your whole essay. And that's also for yourself. If you're writing an essay, that's if you just have your thesis statement, you know you can't get off topic. So if you watch your thesis statement, alright, that's what I need to put in my essay. So like I said, it just states the main idea of your whole essay. And writing a thesis statement is not easy. Many people make mistakes. For example, you can make your thesis statement. Alright, like this. Oh, that's right. Sometimes a thesis statement also includes subtopics in the thesis statement. Further on the essay, you can have several paragraphs that are about those subtopics mentioned in a thesis statement. Sometimes a thesis statement also shows the process, the pattern of organization, like I mentioned earlier, the chronological, the contrast,
cause and
comparison.
effect.
Well, like I said, writing a thesis statement is not easy. Many people make two mistakes. Well, these are the mistakes that are most made. You can. I'm going too fast. A thesis statement with subtopics. I got 2 examples of that. Lex, could you read it? The first one.
The large movement of people from rural to urban areas has major effect on cities' ability to provide housing, employment, and adequate, I don't know that word, and services.
Sanitation. Well, this is a thesis statement with subtopics. What do you think the subtopics are?
I don't know.
The housing.
If you're going to write your body.
Employment and adequate sanitation services.
Exactly. So those are already paragraphs that you can put in your body. And the second one was where you can see a pattern of organization. Could you read it, Timothy?
Hold on, I'll get my glasses.
Take your
So
time.
I can actually do
Alright.
which one do you want to read? The second one. There are several differences between a nurse practice fractioneer, sorry, and the physician's assistant.
Exactly. What do you think the pattern of organization is?
Comparing something.
Yeah, exactly. Compare, contrast. So these are just two examples of a thesis statement. Like I said before, there's two mistakes that are easily made writing a thesis statement. You can make it too general, or you can use an obvious fact. I also got two examples of that. When you say a college education is a good investment, well, that's way too general. You have to be specific, but not too specific. And when you say the internet is a communication superhighway, well, yeah, everyone knows that it's too obvious. So after the introduction comes the body. The body consists of several paragraphs. Those are really just to prove your point. And those paragraphs are also in a pattern of organization. Well, the pattern of organization actually, you can see what kind of pattern it is by transition signals. Transition signals are actually most of the time the first word in the topic sentence of the paragraph, and that's actually to make it fluent, to make it logical. That's how the reader can see what kind of pattern it is and how those paragraphs interact with the other paragraphs. So also some examples of transition signals one way, although, however, for example, after the body comes the conclusion. The conclusion is mainly divided in three parts. It must show that that's the end of the essay, in which you can use transition signals as in conclusion. Also, the conclusion must have a short summary or a paraphrase of the thesis, just cover the main points you mentioned in your essay. And after that, you can put your conclusion, just one catching sentence at the end of the conclusion that will just make it a good ending of your essay.
The last sentence is conclusion.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you mean by a catching sentence?
Well, just what you discussed in your whole essay in a nutshell, and what you, if you change your mind about something when you're writing your essay, or you just said several things in the paragraphs, and at the end you can say, all right, I looked at this and this and this. This is what I this is what I conclude. Yeah.
Right.
So some things that you really need to bear in mind. The essay must have unity. The paragraphs must have unity, which means that each paragraph talks about one subject and only one subject. Don't get off topic and don't put too many subjects in a paragraph, because that will make it less structured. Yeah. Also, the paragraphs must have coherence. So, like I mentioned, by transition signals, you can make it fluent and logical, and the sentences must be well built. So it's not just sentences put together, but they need to be fluent and logical. And like I said, don't use your opinion in descriptive essays. Use that in argumentative essays, and don't use I, and don't say this paper is in this paper I'm going to talk about this and that. Don't use this paper or that paragraph. That's actually informal. We don't use that in essays. And a really important part is do a lot of research, because that's 50% of the work. If you do a lot of research, you know exactly what you're going to write about, and it just makes it a lot easier for yourself. Now, I have some exercises. I actually wanted to print them, but the internet don't work So unfortunately we have to do them on the PowerPoints. Oh no, those are the answers. Alright.
Enlarge, please. Cheers.
Good?
Yes.
Alright, about thesis statements. Which pattern does the first thesis statement have? If you read it. Could you read it, Brian?
Beginning in World War I and continuing through the period to economic boom, the status of women in Xanadu has changed remarkably, patterned chronologically.
Exactly. Everyone agrees with that?
Yeah.
Alright, second one. Could you read it, Timothy?
Although the status of women in Xanadu has improved remarkably in recent years, it is still very low when compared to the status of women in countries of the industrial world. Comparison.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Alright. And Tom, could you read the third?
The status of women in Xanadu has changed remarkably in recent years due to increase of education, opportunities and changes in country laws.
How many paragraphs do you think this essay will have?
I think 2.
I think so too, yeah. And which are they?
The educational opportunities and changes in the country laws.
Yeah. So it's really handy for yourself if you use those subtopics in your thesis statement, because then you will know exactly how many paragraphs you will put in your body, and yeah, so it's really useful. And 4, Lex, could you read it?
The status of women in Xanadu has improved remarkably in these recent years in the areas of economic independence, political rights, educational opportunities and social status. I think 4.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. So I got a little exercise about transition signals. What it's just read the transition signals and what kind of meaning. Yeah. So when you look at the first of all, what kind of meaning does that?
States order.
Yeah, that's right.
First of all, second,
Yeah.
finally, etc.
Wait a second. Well, it is order indeed, yeah. Yeah, that's right. First of all, it's order. So you can, that's a transition signal. The first paragraph, you can say first of all, second, and third paragraph, you can begin with the third. So, as a consequence, what do you think?
Yeah, result.
Result. Yeah, that's right. And Sam, what do you think, in short?
It's a conclusion.
It is, yeah, that's right. And in addition, yeah, that's not very hard. In fact,
Explanation.
Yeah, or result.
For instance, is an explanation.
Yeah, I'd say result.
yes, result, that's right.
For instance.
As a consequence was a result, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah.
No.
In fact,
could also
could
mean
be
a contrast.
yeah.
Yeah, in fact, it's contrast. Okay.
Or explanation even.
You can choose.
For instance, what do you think, Lex?
For instance, example.
And on the other hand,
On the other end is a contrast.
alright, let's, I got answers here.
No, other left one. So on left to that one.
Effect is result, consequence, explanation. Yeah, alright. Well, that was actually my lesson.
You know you
Okay.
Ja?
Thank you very
Tot
much.
de tijd.
Nog even één